Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. This is the biggest story that really only I'm like one of very few channels, if I'm pretty much the only channel on YouTube, not only taking this 100% seriously, but I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that they're going to call Kanye West Putin 2.0. He's friends with President Trump. He is going to help President Trump get the popular vote, and God bless him. And he's the antithesis of what he is the living in the nightmare of Democrats. He's a billionaire. He is a world-renowned icon. And he's a person of color whose voice Democrats do not want amplified, or they don't want Kanye West taking votes away from them, which is bizarre because I thought Trump was so horrendous, nothing could stop the impending loss because he's such a bad person. President Trump, Democrats will not tell you, his administration has allocated more money to historically black colleges and universities than President Obama in President Obama's first 4 years. He signed legislation increasing and renewing funding for historically black colleges in late September. He is the only president ever to sign an executive order combating anti-Semitism, which is running rampant on college campuses. Gee, I wonder why Democrats don't care about that. Oh, that's right. I explained in the Jerusalem Post, in my Jerusalem Post op-ed, why they wouldn't really care about that. He is the first president, he signed prison reform legislation, and he's the first president to step foot in North Korea. He's bringing Americans home from never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts, signing a peace deal in late February, early March, reversing U.S. foreign policy that started with Bush and continued with President Obama. And Kanye West is not only building the foundation for a 2024 run, but Democrats only got 3 million more votes in 2016. They only got 3 million more votes in 2016, less than that, and they outspent Trump 2-1. By the way, to my super chat, thank you so very much. You helped me do these segments. And to the people who are, and my new Patreons, thank you so much. My Patreon and my super chat really allow me to do what I do, and I just thank you very much. And to Eric, H526, Luke St. Martin, the two best moderators in all of YouTube. Thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, all you have is you have this absurd, oh, look at this video right here. This person's not doing what that person's supposed to do. Oh my, or this person, can you believe the bigotry in this video right here? Everyone feel good about themselves. Yes, look at the comment section. Oh, look, we're battling Trump's, despicable messages. Oh, and then what happens? You have Kanye West, a billionaire, a black man who is a world-renowned icon, says, oh yeah, you know what? I'm running as a third party, as an independent. And they never predicted it, and they never thought it would be serious, and unfortunately for them, he's taking votes away from Democrats, because there are a lot of people who don't like Trump, but they really despise the Democratic Party. There are millions of people who are like, gosh, I don't like either of them. But Kanye West is awesome. I'll vote for him. And give me a reason why you would vote Democrat if you are middle of the road, leaning left, but you don't like the Democratic Party. Why would you vote Democrat? Give me a reason. Because you don't like President Trump's prison reform legislation? You don't want President Trump bringing home Americans from never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts? You don't care about, if any independent voter doesn't care about social media. They don't care about social media is nonsense. It is a waste of time. So what Trump says and the subliminals and the nefarious intent and oh my God, he's so offensive. Nobody really cares about that. Nobody really cares about that. All they do is like touch themselves in ecstasy, like oh my God, look. Now you have like these videos that like something happens that can be attributed to racism, but you don't 100% know. But of course, it's like that's exactly why this person acted that way. And then you have the video, and then you have the people who profit off of touching themselves in ecstasy from the Discord that's shown within the video, and they're going to lose again because of their treachery. They're going to lose again because they don't have Russia to blame. They don't. They have spent 3 years, 4 years, simply blaming Russia for their election loss. That's all they've done. Luke St. Martin, Eric H526, hello. And that's all they've done. They have zero reason. They've given zero reasons to people to vote for them. Kaylee Smith! How spicy will the debate be if Kanye holds on to be there? Biden handlers want Trump taxes. I think we should ask Biden cognitive. Yeah, well, Kaylee, I think that the best debates... Kaylee Smith, thank you. Biden won't be in the debates this year. It'll be Clinton versus Trump. Biden ain't going to be on those debates. If he's on the debate stage, it's going to be, they will have lost the election right then and there, because when you get Tales from the Crypt versus Trump, when you get a person who looks and acts like an exhumed body, when you get a person who looks like a wax statue of himself that came to life in Biden, and you get Trump who won't give an inch. He'll light up Biden. He would devour Biden, perhaps literally on stage. He would devour Biden. Forget about steamroll or obliterate or decimate. Biden, he looks like Rip Van Winkle's nightmare. Biden makes Nancy Pelosi look like Shirley Temple. You're talking about a person who, when you look at him, you age. Do you understand? Ladies and gentlemen, when I look at Biden, I am aging. Okay? So, they're not going with Biden. It's going to be Hillary Clinton. You watch, ladies and gentlemen. But, I mean, with the Republican, look, if Kanye West can become president of the United States of America, I'm telling you this. And he could become president of the United States of America if he runs as a Republican. Okay, you want to get into the hilarious descriptions. Okay, paint watches Mitt Romney dry. That's how boring Mitt Romney is. So you put Kanye West there, all people are going to talk about is how Kanye made Mitt Romney and Marco Rubio and John Kasich and Ted Cruz look like fools. If he just simply develops a platform that will resonate among conservative voters, and he does have a platform that he does have certain elements of his current platform that do resonate. Gary Johnson took 4.5 million votes away from Trump. I have no idea how. I have no idea. Kaylee Smith, thank you again. I have no idea why people forget that Gary Johnson took 4.5 million votes away. I have to repeat things 1,000 times because, it's if in this world, it's like the way Democrats and media work, things that are right in front of you are now It's almost like camouflage, like they blend in the background, but they're right in front of you. It's like you're looking at a wall, and Gary Johnson has just morphed into the wall. Like, how did that happen? He got 4.5 million votes. How did Gary Johnson become irrelevant when he took the popular vote away from Trump? So, they're not going to go with Biden. Kaylee, thank you again, as always. And we're going to hear Kanye speak in a second. But they're not going to go with Biden when Biden is not even really running. I mean, so he won the Democratic primary, so what? They already cheated Bernie Sanders. Oh, no, it was my fault. It was my fault. Oh, my goodness. You know. But, like, you have a situation where nobody can give you a reason why they would vote for Biden. At least Clinton has a chance to win. Want to know why? Because she could be the first female president. She only lost because the Russians and the Putin stole it from her. The Putin stole it from her. Okay? It's like if you don't have Putin right now, or if you don't have, when Clinton loses, and it's going to be Clinton again, it's not going to be Biden, and I will have made the biggest political call of all time. And it's important because when Clinton becomes nominee, you'll realize, when she's on that ballot, you'll realize what 4 years of American history has been about. It's been about two things. One, erase any accomplishment from President Trump, and two, make everything morally relative and pave the way for Clinton 2.0. Okay? But they haven't looked forward to, they haven't been able to predict that Kanye West is going to take the popular vote away. If they do not have the popular vote, they don't have a mandate. They kept saying, well, we got the popular vote, we got the popular vote. Now what are they going to do? Are they going to erase the Electoral College, or are they going to keep the Electoral College? Donnie, hello. Are they going to erase the Electoral College, or are they going to keep the Electoral College? Wally Prop, hello. Yan Sun Long, hello. No PhD, Coyote, hello. Are they going to erase the Electoral College, or are they going to keep the Electoral College? Are they going to erase the Electoral College? Are they going to keep the Electoral College? What are they going to do? What are they going to erase from the Constitution this time? Who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? Who knows? It just depends on how they lose. Then they'll be like, well, we need to do this. And then the next time they'll lose in a different way. Then we need to do that. I have never, you know what? Democrats are like a Super Bowl loser that says, no, the score is not right. No. The Putins helped the opposing quarterback. What? It was the Putins. The Putins helped them. What are you talking about, you imbecile? No, the Putins helped. That's why we lost by 50 points. The Putins helped, and, all the other things that we can't prove. The Facebook ads, all those things that didn't change anyone's votes, but you know how it goes. Old school dad, man. HA, what are the chances Hillary stays out because of West? I think she's gonna look at Kanye West and say, my God, why can't I run? Like, she's the whole thing was always going to be Madam Secretary Clinton running anyway. But now you have old school dad man. Now you have, and then when she loses and doesn't even get the popular vote, she can say, well, the Putin, Kanye, the Russian Kanye, he took votes away. He took votes away. So old school dad man, I think it's going to be like, it'll be so amazing. It'll be so amazing watching Democrats implode, because then you're gonna have really irrelevant, like 90s Hollywood stars look and be like, oh my God, Kanye West, do I go up against Kanye West? Like, why do I? If it's a Kanye West or a 90s sitcom star, they don't give a you-know-what about Kanye West or a 90s sitcom star. I just want to let you know that I oppose. Like, I don't care. That's like from the 2 or 3 friends that I've had that I thought were friends, or 4. I just want to let you know I oppose your viewpoint. Like, what do I care what you think about anything? I thought that our friendship meant more than politics. But, I've known you more than Trump's going to be president, which is 8 years. How you like that? Have fun November 3rd. Person who calls family members or friends, I just want to let you know I don't want to talk to you anymore. Why? Did I do anything wrong to you? No. But I oppose you. What do you mean you oppose me? Nobody cares what you think. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, gee, I wonder if Bob opposes Trump. What kind of imbecile wakes up in the morning? Honey, does Bob oppose Trump? Okay, let's not invite him to, Mary's wedding. Bob doesn't oppose Trump. My cousin Bob. I only grew up with him, but he doesn't oppose Trump, so no, he's not invited to the wedding. What a bunch of petulant people. And then you have the people who were like, have marital problems because of Trump. This is just, if they have marital problems because of Trump, they're going to have also marital problems because of Kanye. Can you imagine? Again, honey, I have a headache because of Kanye now. First it was Trump, now it's Kanye. How about we play some Marvin Gaye or something? No. I'm very upset with you and everybody. Here, you can look at Trump marital problems. Hold on. Trump ruining people love life. Donald Trump is ruining my love life. Donald Trump is destroying my marriage. Wait. Why would that happen? Why would that happen? Why you should dump that Trump supporter, Time Magazine? Why you should dump that Trump supporter? Okay. Dating a Trump supporter this election? There has never been a better season to return yourself to single status. What if that Trump supporter is like the person of your dreams? I'd rather just be unhappy than be with somebody who likes Trump. If you support if you support a racist, bigot, you're supporting a racist bigot. But that's not who Trump is. So that's your opinion of him, which is not backed up by fact. And if you want to just talk about rhetoric, look at Biden's rhetoric and his actions, which would actually back up the allegations that they level against Trump supporters, and reflect back on you, and suggest that you too might be a bigot. Gosh, this is very logical. These are very logical people. If you're dating someone who supports it's a distinction without a meaningful difference. What? No. You are assigning the most atrocious qualities to Trump that he does not stand for, and then pretending that they're fact. They're not fact. This is the problem. This is one of the reasons the meltdown is going to be amazing. Kaylee Smith! Been hearing a lot of noise about the limit on joining the race. Not an expert in the area. Could you share clarifications about why that's important, or what it has to do with Kanye versus Hillary being swept? Okay, so Kaylee, very great question. So Kaylee, There are 2 rounds in the very, very fair, very, 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 very fair and neutral Democratic primary. The first round is the pledged delegates. Those are the delegates that that Biden has really earned because of his hard campaigning. Those are the delegates that he has currently from winning, winning states, which, by the way, it's funny, they don't go just by the popular vote. They go by state vote. Why didn't they do away with the state contests, but they want to do away with the Electoral College in the presidential election? Anyway, there are 2 rounds in the Democratic National Committee. The first round is for the pledged delegates. The pledged delegates are the delegates that Biden already has amassed. The pledged delegates are not legally bound. The pledged delegates are not legally bound to vote for Biden. Here is, it's in 538 here. 538. Okay, so here. I used to have it in my description section all the time, but here. So, Democratic delegates aren't technically legally bound and are free to vote their conscience. So this is just from one of the polling gods, the god of polls, right here. So they're not legally bound here. They're not legally bound, which means that they're not legally bound. Which means that they can vote any way they want. Now, that's number 1. Number 2, forget about the pledged delegates. Kaylee, the second round, because they have first round and second round. Now, let's say, for example, he doesn't get all the delegates, which he won't in the first round, because a great many of them will vote for Clinton. I don't know how it's going to happen, but let's say, he doesn't get all of them because a bunch of people vote for Clinton. The second round is the super delegates. Do you know who's a super delegate? Bill Clinton, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. If you say a derogatory word about Deborah Wasserman, Deborah, I long for your touch, and I just want to tell you how much I love you. What you were able to do in 2016 to me was a wonderful experience that I relive all the time. Deborah, I love you. Deborah Wasserman, if any of those deranged Bernard bros come at you, call me, and I'll disavow and disown them, just like I did with Putin. Putin, if you're listening, I don't want your help. Anyway, so, Kaylee, the second round is a round of superdelegates, yes. And the superdelegates are every party boss and every top-level Democratic Party politician. Like Bill Clinton, like Debbie Wasserman, like Nancy Pelosi, like Jerry Nadler, like Adam Schiff. These are all superdelegates. Traveler, no. It doesn't have to. I mean, the nomination, then whether, Clinton can file paperwork after she becomes nominee. All the paperwork and all the kind of minutia that you and I would have to deal with, they don't deal with. There was no paperwork when they cheated Bernie. So Kaylee Smith, thank you. Matthew Wayne, hey HA, what are your thoughts on Portland? There are people within the government there and within law enforcement, within the government that are, totally fine with what's going on. So, Matthew, thank you. I'll just leave it at that. More than totally fine. Press View Uncensored. I know some liberals who are secretly voting for Trump. That's true. By the way, there aren't really any rules pertaining to delegates for Democrats. Exactly. A lot of liberals are voting for President Trump. A lot. Especially the ones who suddenly embraced the Second Amendment. Press View Uncensored. Yes. A lot of liberals are voting for President Trump. A lot. They won't tell you that because they'll be excommunicated and ostracized. A lot. I agree with you. Let's listen to this too. He didn't use a microphone, but see again, that's the beauty of it. This is Kanye West. You'll listen to a little of his speech.
She couldn't put the bricks in the streets. I don't know much about George Soros, in all honesty. I do not know much about on that. Mark Zuckerberg would like to bring the internet into Africa. Okay, well let's meet Mark Zuckerberg, because when you went to Africa, they said no. Calls for us to take a moment and breathe and not TikTok ourselves out. He set calls for us. Now we have a moment to breathe. It has nothing to do with black, white, rich, poor, red, blue, Native American, pilgrim. It has to deal with being truthful to what God has. I see you have your hands up. Walk up here. You're going to get your chance. Walk, yes, young lady. Walk up here. Now, let me tell you something. I heard you. Planned Parenthood. All right. So let me tell you. I'm talking about Planned Parenthood.
So could you hear? I couldn't hear exactly. Flying Fox Fruits. I don't think there's like a date. There's no. I don't think those things work with. I don't think there's any issue pertaining to like a time that anyone has to file. I don't even. There's no paperwork issue with Clinton, because when they cheated Bernie Sanders, it's not like they filed paperwork saying, okay, we're not going to be fair and neutral. The past 4 years was about Russia informing us of Democratic Party corruption. So I think that once she becomes nominee, the paperwork just, she then utilizes the paperwork already filed by Biden. Who knows? J-Man! Sadly, Dems are all communists now. Be very scared. Thank you, J-Man! Scott! Trowick, thank you, Scott. Greatly appreciated, Scott. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated, Scott. Thank you. Greatly. Thank you for your generosity and greatly appreciated, Scott. Same to you as well. Kaylee, thank you so very much. Scott, thank you. Kaylee, thank you. Scott Trowick, thank you so very much. Flying Fox Fruits, how are they going to keep Biden away? Biden, I don't even think wants to run. I don't even think Biden wants to run. Flying Fox Fruits, does he seem like he wants to run? It doesn't to me, But let's listen to Kanye West.
One more minute, we're going to talk. I'm going to have my thought, and then I'm going to do Planned Parenthood.
Okay, so let's see. So there was one person that kind of got into a debate with Kanye West, and so you can't really hear it, but again, that there's electricity. I can't really. You'd have to hear the whole thing. There are a lot of good things that he says, a lot of things that maybe you don't like, that aren't really that you can't understand initially, or that you kind of are wondering, okay, what does he mean exactly by this? But there's energy, there's enthusiasm, there's passion, there's electricity. There's 273,000 views for 6 hours. And this is a little tiny campaign, not a tiny, like hundreds of people in a campaign event in South Carolina. Biden can't get this amount of views in 6 hours. He doesn't even get that many views, really. Biden doesn't. No one cares what Biden says about anything. About anything. And could you imagine the one person who tries to say, oh, well, you're going to hurt Democrats? And just, imagine the response from Kanye West. Like, he's actually begging for someone to say that. I'm telling you, it's pretty unbelievable because they have spent so long building up this fortress of disinformation. Quinn Smith, thank you. This fortress of disinformation where, like, you have Donald Trump is ruining my life. Donald Trump is ruining my love life. Donald Trump is destroying my marriage. Why you should dump that Trump supporter? Because, Trump is a bad person. And then you would be a bad person if you support a bad person. What great logic. Don't you know what logic is about? 2 plus 2 equals 4. A plus B equals C. You and Trump equals ruining your life and ruining everyone else's life. But if you support President Obama, you certainly don't support his intervention in Libya that absolutely obliterated the country. No. You can differentiate there because that was that was just a tiny mistake. Oopsie. We can delineate between the good things that President Obama did and the not so good things. But Trump is all-encompassing bad. If you like Trump, that means you like everything he stands for. Flint and Standing Rock and a whole bunch of other tragedies took place under President Obama, but they were not his fault. No. But everything that happens under Trump, anything in the Milky Way galaxy, is Trump's fault. And if you like Trump, then you support what happens in the edge of the galaxy too. Donald Trump is ruining my life. Donald Trump is destroying my marriage. Let's read this one. Shortly after the election is when I became aware of it. People were thinking about splitting up their marriages because of political differences. My God. If you have to split up your marriage because of a political difference, you didn't really have a good marriage to begin with. After people got over their shock, they started arguing. No, actually, the Trump supporters, this is the problem. The Trump supporters were not arguing. It was the Democrats who lost. They were the ones who argued. Eric H526, regulator. The regulator. When Luke St. Martin, has to regulate, I call him Quick Draw, Luke St. Martin. When Eric H526 regulates, I just say the regulator, Eric H526. But when people say like, oh, this country is divisive. This country is divisive. It's divided. It's polarized. Oh, it's so polarized. We just can't get along anymore. Chris Billingsley. Chris. After being there, I see how dangerous the media is. It really is. It really is. Chris. Thank you. It really is. It's like a machine. The media is like a river full of piranha. That, you could swim across a river full of piranha, I guess. But if you have a cut, oh my God, it's not going to be good. Suddenly you'll have more because those piranha will come biting. I agree with you. Chris Billingsley, thank you. It's like the media is like a river full of piranha that people try to cross. And then the interesting thing is, like Trump and Kanye West, they're like, doo-doo-doo, they're swimming, and the piranha are coming, please go away, piranha, go away. You can't bite me. And I'm like, oh my God. That's why, like, the worst thing to happen to bad people is when they can't hurt you. Like, on a microscopic level, I'm not comparing myself to Kanye or Trump. I'm a microscopic level. They tried to, like, hurt me and silence me and disparage me and mock me and demean me. And the best compliment anyone ever gave me from a publication that no longer exists, that, like, was obsessed with me, was, he has no shame. It's like, why would I care what a bunch of imbeciles who worship Madam Secretary, they have statues of Madam Secretary. Oh, I love you, Madam Secretary. Why would I care what a bunch of imbeciles think of me? So he has no shame. So, basically admitting defeat, like we tried to disparage him, demean him, silence him, and his voice is getting stronger. So what's the point? Trump, Kanye West control the media. The media controls could eventually hurt or, undermine 90% of individuals on the planet. The 10% or 15 or 10% or whatever of people like Kanye and Trump, they wrestle the media to the ground. They defeat the media, which is fantastic. Donald Trump and the Republican Party have left plenty of female supporters, of course, especially among white women. But politically speaking, as evidenced by the recent, there's undeniable and growing gender divide in American politics. In 2018, 60%. Okay, so I go home and I meet this guy. I'll call him Jeffrey. He was a big Republican and I wasn't, but he was also a big drinker like me. We started dating. It was kind of revenge that I could get a guy like the guy who, oh my God. I don't know. I can't read this because I didn't even know what it was about. Okay. So anyway, you have these people like, here's what they do always. People get like, they get consumed. This is what happens. Like, I'm not a big fan of, like, I think religion is great, and I think that, belief in God is very, very important. But if you, but philosophically, like, if you don't, or if you're an atheist, that's fine too. And depending on who you are, that could be great. But when you've jettisoned religion, or theology, or spirituality, or a belief in God, and your God is politics, you're pretty much, you're going to be an unhappy person, especially if your God is politics and Trump is, if your God is politics and Trump is president, or liberal politics, I should say, you worship the God of liberal politics and Trump is president, you just basically have, your worst nightmare. It's like basically the devil is president. So what they've done is they look at politics. The left looks at politics like a religious experience, like they really do believe that they're on the side of justice. But they never ask the people in Libya or the people in Flint or the people of Standing Rock or, a whole bunch. They don't ask anybody who has suffered under their watch. J-Man! Millennials equals MSM. Colleges are to blame. Yeah, there's a bunch of bizarre groupthink on colleges. It's very bizarre. J-Man, thank you. Matthew Wayne. Kanye West is personified dragon energy. Yes. See, just just that phrase, dragon energy, and saying that Trump has it, like the media is like, what? Oh my God, how do we fit this into Putin? Does Putin have dragon energy? He has vodka, Rusky, big bear energy. I don't know what. What does he have? Oh, how can we spin this? They don't know. It's like Matthew Wayne, they'd like, the computer program is just, the Big Sir Ghost. Thank you. Old school dad man. I believe that telling Americans what piss poor we are. Yeah. That's good. No, it's like the Mel Brooks movie. Life stinks. Vote for us. Life stinks. One of the best parts of that film was when Mel Brooks goes to the homeless guy. He's like, I used to be a billionaire. And then the guy's like, me too. I used to be a billionaire. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Yes, I was. Yes, I was. And it's go back and forth. It's so funny. It's so funny. Oh, my God. Life stinks. Life stinks. Mel Brooks. It's a great movie called Life Stinks. Fantastic. They think that if they tell people that everything they know is horrible, that'll be a reflection of Trump. They don't realize also, like, they're doing it again, which is going to be fantastic. The live stream is going to be fantastic on Spaceballs was great. Brickyard. Amazing. I love Spaceballs. They couldn't make the movie now. They could not. Mel Brooks and Don Rickles would be like the most alt-right horrible people, because they would have been like completely canceled long ago from the left. This is me watching comedians now. I swear to God, this is me watching comedians. Like today's comedians. Like I'm talking about like a comedian that just started comedy like last year. I'm listening to the comedy routine, stand up on a YouTube, whatever. Yeah. Like I don't laugh at all, mate. I don't think it's a generational thing, because I'm not that much older. I mean, I am, but I'm not like a good comedy is not. It's not offensive. There is humor in tragedy, or there's humor in nefarious. There's a healthy. Like the best humor comes from, really, things that you wouldn't want to. It comes from dark places, oftentimes. So, I mean, that's why when Richard Pryor or, all the greats, Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Don Rickles, Mel Brooks, I don't know, Dave Chappelle, the comedians, I would say that, I guess the newest comedians that, the last comedians that I really like, that I think are awesome, they've been around for a long time, but Cat Williams, but he's on the, more of this generation. He's been around for a long time, but not, I'm talking about he's of the past 15 years, 10, 15 years. I could only name, there's one comedian, Sebastian Maniscalco. He's good. He's good. He's funny. But I don't know, comedy is just. Jordan B. Airplane was a great comedy. Totally would be fantastic. Totally. Oh my God, Airplane was great. Excuse me, I speak. Jordan B. Oh, Sam Kinison. Oh my God, Jordan B. Thank you. Love the movie. Airplane's great. Sam Kinison. I love Sam Kinison. I love Sam Kinison. But, you wouldn't have Sam Kinison today. You wouldn't have Mel Brooks. You wouldn't have Don Rickles. I mean, you really wouldn't have early Eddie Murphy. You wouldn't have a lot of Richard Pryor. You wouldn't have a lot of Robin Williams. You wouldn't have what? I don't understand. I don't know. People, it's like they get a lot of views, but Nick DiPaolo is awesome. Larry, thank you. He's awesome. Nick DiPaolo is hilarious. He's hilarious. He's been around a long time. He's hilarious. Jordan B., thank you so very, very much. Lenny Bruce. Oh my God. Lenny Bruce definitely wouldn't. Oh my God. But see, the thing is, they worship. See, here we go. This is a Guardian article. No greater love hath Trump than to lay down your life for his re-election. What? Only a once-in-a-century leader has the guts to say out loud what the worst among us are really thinking. Everyone other than me is expendable. When did he say this? When did he say this? No, there's not. And then, of course, what are we gonna do now? The sick are really a drain on us financially and emotionally. He never said this. They go off into their own worlds. They twist everything he says. My God Almighty, they twist everything he says. They twist everything he says in the most petulant manner, and when they lose again, they have nobody to blame but themselves. They will have nobody to blame but themselves. George Carlin was amazing. Red Fox, love Red Fox. Oh my God, I love Red Fox. I love Red Fox. Carol Burnett was amazing. Love Carol Burnett. Love Carol Burnett. Lucy was amazing. Roseanne Barr is amazing. Comedy icon. But again, like, you have everything so plain. It's so plain. Everything is so plain nowadays. And like this morphing or merger of politics and Hollywood. No, they're losing money too. Like, they're losing money. I don't know. Eventually, they're going to lose enough money to where they have to just be normal again. But here we go. LA Times. Can social psychologists explain why Trump is ruining my friendship? No, you know what? You don't need a social psychologist. You're at fault. If you're placing people into a category where you can't be their friend, you know a friendship is in trouble when you consult a social psychologist to help figure it out. This is so easy. The people who lost the election are engaging in a temper tantrum because they lost, because they did not communicate a political message that was viable. 2 days after Trump reportedly made his remarks about, and then immigrants from you-know-what countries, he never said that. There's zero evidence he ever said that. And one day after we learned that one of his lawyers paid $130,000 in hush money, my wife and I dined with an old dear friend. We hadn't seen him in a while. Our friendship has frayed the last 18 months over Trump and his policies and style. The evening didn't go well. We had agreed to lay off politics, which pre-Trump had never been a focus for us. But then I opened my mouth. There you go. I just couldn't help it. That's the problem. You couldn't help it. What is the value of friendship, after all, if so much is off limits? It's not a matter of that. The people are apoplectic on the left. They can't fathom a rebuttal to their nonsense. I steer clear of Trump's legislative agenda, but what about Trump the man? What about Bill Clinton the man? What about President Obama the man? Just okay, doesn't care about what happens in Libya, just fine. What a good man. What a fantastic human being. Intervenes in a country, lets that country be engulfed in flames, and then what a good human being. That's what they go. They can't win an argument on politics, so then they go to the man. What about Joe Biden the man? Why don't you ask Tara Reid about Joe Biden? Ah, okay. Oh, but that's a pattern of behavior. Really? You want to stand next to the former vice president, see what happens? Can we at least agree on that, I said. What is your problem? You're having dinner with an old friend. You're the one. This is the Los Angeles Times hilarious. That's the things he said and done. Here we go. The race baiting, the name calling. You couldn't get worse from Democrats. Calling people deplorable. The womanizing. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the same person who probably voted for Bill Clinton twice. The divisive attacks on This is unbelievable. It's like Democrats are worse in every single topic. Doesn't that make you question his character? Do you question Bill Clinton's character? Do you question President Obama's character? And so it's like, I didn't buy it. I decided to make it personal. This is hilarious. This is really interesting. This person writes an opinion article in the Los Angeles Times about why he or she needs a social psychologist because their friendship is being ruined, and then the person admits making it personal in dinner. Why don't you save the money on a social psychologist? The reason your friendship is no longer a friendship is because you had dinner with somebody and then made it personal, and then you couldn't win on a policy debate, so then you started, making these broad allegations about what Trump said, which he didn't say, and then started talking, well, certainly the man. Look at all the wonderful, fantastic human beings from Biden to Anthony Weiner to Bill Clinton, and this whole thing about how President Obama is such a fantastic person. Why don't you ask the people of Libya if he's a fantastic human being? Ask what they think of him. The biggest narcissists on the planet, my God almighty. And by the way, I know these people. You give them a little pushback, they wilt. Like, they completely wilt. It's pretty unbelievable what happens when you give them just a tiny bit of pushback. Well, that's not true. You're obfuscating. Like, no, I'm not obfuscating. You just can't. So then, hold on. A Greg Brown goes to the things. I don't want to write off our friendship. My friend has decided to take up golf. Hopefully, we'll find something of value to talk about. No, this is the problem. They are under the impression that their political leaders are pure as the driven snow, and that their politics works. So when you bring up the fact that President Obama deported more human beings than Trump, they then say, well, he wasn't as divisive. Well, give me a quote. They won't give you a quote. They'll just give you a broad example of what they think he said based on media coverage. But the actual quote, no. They don't realize that people did not vote for Trump because of his rhetoric. People voted for Trump because he was going to he's the only person addressing the trade imbalance with China that didn't involve the Trans-Pacific Partnership. He wants to bring Americans home from the Middle East, which Democrats don't care about. So Trump, the man, is much better than President Obama, the man, when you're talking about bringing home Americans from never-ending counterinsurgency conflict. Much better. Ask the people of Libya who's a better person. Ask the people in a whole bunch of countries what they think of Bush and Cheney and Rumsfeld and Clinton and Biden and Kerry. So, I mean, this is liberal Democrat scorned times a million. It's pretty unbelievable how the biggest narcissists on the planet. I can't believe this. This is unbelievable. So it's like, Then the guy goes during dinner, suppose your son had cheated on his wife. You're voting for Clinton for what? How many times did this person vote for Clinton? How would you feel? It's like unbelievable. They make it personal, and then they don't realize that they have no leg to stand on. Their houses are made purely of glass, and they're throwing stones. They don't see it. It's pretty, like, the narcissism is unbelievable. It's pretty unbelievable. So, it's pretty unbelievable. So, if they were to actually quote President Trump, use a quote from him. And then when they say, well, he goes after people, he insults people. Well, people insult him all the time. So he basically responds, and then they're like, "Oh my God, he's such a demagogue." It's like, no, you went after him, and he's a counterpuncher. He responds. Then they have a social psychologist. Here we go. Unbelievable. Why, I asked him, will a person go to irrational lengths to defend an act that he or she knows is indefensible? Oh, do you mean Bush and Clinton and the Cheney and Rumsfeld and Biden's vote to get us into never-ending counterinsurgency conflict? Is that indefensible or is that defensible? Forever? Oh, well, it's like these people, they love to pretend that they're morally superior when in a split second, you could prove that they're not. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I've been going off on my own tangent. I'll be back at around an hour and a half or so, probably about an hour, 15 minutes. Be here. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel. I will have a segment on that channel right now, and I'll be back in about an hour and 15 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very, very much. Agent Pepsi, thank you. Everyone, thank you. Jordan B, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to my super chat, thank you. Kanye West is going to give President Trump the popular vote, and it's going to be pretty amazing. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so very, very much. And not to mention, when you bring up Tara Reid, then they start that is like indefensible, but then they just become even more duplicitous and disingenuous. Give me your thoughts below. I'll be back in about an hour and a half. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. I have a segment